everyone, it's Ella. So today is Monday, and as every day of the week, we have a fantastic idea that we have for each day, kind of a schedule. So Monday is Motivation Mondays. And I've always wanted to kind of talk about the subject and never really got around to talking about it. So I thought this would be a great little blurb to talk about for about 15 minutes. And something that most people do not even think about. And that is simply building independence. So, hey Jen. So what I wanted to talk about is a couple of things that I've been raised with and kind of the mentality that I look at every single day, and the reason why I built a business. So building independence can mean many, many different things. So when people join our business, they may be joining for many, many different reasons. They may be joining just for the simple fact that it's just a hobby. It could be a kidnapper or a glorified customer, or it could be someone who actually wants to start a business. So, I see people coming in here. Say hi, everyone. How are ya? So, as we talk about building independence, I really do strongly believe in this concept once a presenter is in this business. So, as I look to our entire team, building independence as an individual and as a woman, I truly believe it's super, super important. And here is why. So I know many people have different whys in their life. My why has changed many times. However, I don't talk about my why of how deeply it's really motivated me to build my business, because it is something that my husband doesn't necessarily want me to always talk about, and he doesn't want me to feel sorry for a situation. So when we talk about independence, the reason why I think it's so important is because if something was to happen to any individual and you were left standing on your own, how would you provide for yourself? So I know many different presenters and women out there. You know, some women may be single. You may be just coming out of college. You may be building a career of your own. You may be just single in general. So you're forced to build independence. You may be still living at home, so if somebody else is paying your bills, then maybe you won't be building your independence that quickly, but it's somewhere where you can save money and build up a savings. You may be someone who is not in a relationship and possibly gets pregnant and needs to now provide for a family. You may be in a relationship. You could be a spouse, a partner, you could be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, you could be whatever, or even engaged or married, and God forbid something happens and your relationship goes into possible turmoil or separation or possible divorce, then what do? There might be a situation where there's a loss of job security. One of your spouse or partner may be losing their job, and you now need to pick up the slack in regards to making more money or picking up another job. Another thing is someone could possibly get sick. Now this can happen at any time. Someone in the family could get sick, whether it's your spouse, partner, or so forth. You need to make extra money. You need to create a life, like an actual income, in order to help and provide. There could be a freak accident at any time, or God forbid, a death of someone. So although we don't think about these things, I know that as a woman, we in today's society basically either get married, have children, and do all these things, right? And so what happens is we get lost in our families, we get lost in the shuffle. You know, we have certain things that are happening. We could be in the best time of our lives, but things happen throughout our lives. So when we're talking about independence, I truly believe that once you're actually a presenter, this is why I feel so strongly about our business. Because no matter what happens or any journey that you go down the road, no matter what, we're always empowering each other. But independence as a woman needs to happen. And the reason why is because you cannot rely on anybody else but yourself. And here's my reasoning. So as I was growing up, I was definitely daddy's little girl. I have a sibling that is 10 years or 9 years older than I am. And my dad never really babied my brother because as men are pretty much raised to be the breadwinner, to be the strong alpha male of the household, and so forth. But when my dad raised me, he always said to me to always be independent and always work hard and always have a career. And I kept on thinking to myself, like, why does he keep on instilling this in me? And coming from parents that were immigrants from a communist country, my dad, even though we moved to the Western Hemisphere, to Canada and North America, my dad saw the cycle of divorce rates, partnerships, and so forth. But my dad always knew that there's a reality to everything. So he always instilled in me to be absolutely independent, because God forbid if I got married and if I had a divorce or so forth, that I would be able to provide for my children and never ever have to rely on a man ever. And so that stuck with me for years, and that's why I went to college, university. That's why I built a career. And after being married and moving here to the US, when I was talking to Scott at first, my husband, we always said we're going to build and live in the means of one income just in case something happened to one of us. And my husband's like, you know what, like, just take a couple of years off, raise our children, and do that. And this is where I totally, even though he doesn't know my thinking and my rationale, this is my rationale of building a business. So most people don't know, but my husband is a type 1 diabetic. I literally found out within the first week or so that he was a type 1 diabetic when I first met him. And although it might be sincerely a scary situation, because type 1 diabetics, it is a disease that can alter someone's life significantly. And he's had this since he was 9 years old. And there has been 2 near-death experiences that I've encountered with him in the last 8 years that I've known him. He went into a diabetic reaction, which almost took his life twice. Once being the first 3 months of me meeting him, and then the second time was when I was pregnant with Weston, and I was actually 8.5 months pregnant.
These are mine.
Okay, let me finish this video, okay?
I got this from someone else.
Okay, cool. So, going through those different trials and knowing the different situations that can possibly arise, knowing that my husband's a type 1 diabetic, there are bills that come from medical bills for his insulin, for doctor's visits, that are very, very costly. Not only that, but even if my husband had another reaction, there's the possibility that he may never wake up again. There may be a possibility that his organs will shut down. There's a possibility that he needs an amputation. Type 1 diabetes is not like type 2 diabetes. It is a disease that is completely scary, and you just never know what could arise. Now, I've had to deal with this and live with this since I've met my husband. And there wasn't any question that I didn't love my husband or that we wouldn't get married. However, the way that I look at my perspective is that we have to deal with this situation at all times. And so for me, it was really, really important to build a business so that if anything happened, that if he couldn't work again or couldn't do something, that I would be able to provide for our family. And that's hugely important. And so many people don't think that way because we don't want to think that way, right? We definitely don't want to think that way. But this business can provide so much more for so many women. And no matter what situation you are in life, you can easily build the independence that you want for your family and have that security if you really wanted to. And listen, as women, do we really want to ask our husbands if we can spend $1 here or get our makeup done, or, well, we do our own makeup, but get our hair done or get our nails done or get a pedicure done or to buy those pair of shoes that you really wanted? I know that these are all kind of selfish things and these are add-ons, but think about all the other things. Think about the time that you can actually come to your husband and say, listen, I made enough this month that I'm going to take our family to Disney World or on a cruise or on a vacation. You can easily put your children in some type of curricular activity or save for their education or even save for your retirement. And this is a contribution that not only your spouse or partner is providing, but something that you're contributing to that too. And I know that there's so many women within this group that already have careers and already have jobs. Some of you may be stay-at-home moms. And this is the thing. You can add to that security by building the independence through this business. So I wanted to share my story just for the simple reason that life is not always peachy. However, you can plan for the future. And so no matter what situation that I will be in through my entire life, even if Unique wasn't there, I would still be working a career or building something in order to make an income that if something was to happen, that I would be able to provide for our family and contribute. So my thinking for everyone is to think about what you really want in your life and where do you want to really go with it. Can that be in addition to your why of why you're in this business right now? Or maybe it's something that you could be thinking about in future that you could actually be building towards. And this business sincerely brings so many different endless possibilities that you'll never even be able to get from other opportunities because there's no cap to our industry. And sincerely, it really has to do with your work ethic, the consistency, and your drive. So I know so many people have so many different situations. I'm just looking at everyone's comments. And I know so many people go through all different types of life-changing experiences. I get it. But you can never plan for something that could happen in the future. And the one thing that we can do is plan to have that security when we do need it, when we need to bring out that card and be like, okay, we're totally fine. If something happens, we can pay for those medical bills. We can pay for this. We can do this. And it's something that obviously we don't want to think about. We want to be as positive as possible. We want to attract everything into our lives that are going to be, the most positive. However, things do happen. So build that independence now. That is something that I really wanted to talk about for so many weeks, but I just haven't been able to get onto Facebook and talk about it. But it's something that you can definitely do in this business, and I hope that you look to this and possibly do this for yourself and build a bigger legacy for not only yourself, but also for your families. So thanks, everyone. I'm just looking at everyone's comments. Exactly, Inez. So I wanted to thank everyone for listening, and if you have any questions or any comments, or if you're watching the replay, #replay below, and have a fantastic day. And I hope that this was maybe a little bit of motivation in order to build a business and a success that you truly deserve. So thanks, everyone. Love you all. Bye.